and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, December 30th, episode 846. Will is off. That's why you're listening to my gut-wrenching
Are you dizzy?
scream. I am dizzy. I was trying to do like the Will, how he like moves around in his chair, you know?
It's vocal technique.
I don't have enough room over here. I'm blocked by a desk, so.
Will is a lead singer, so he knows how to like scream and I don't know how to do that.
Yes. Yeah. But today we got Mark, Pat, and Wes. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on?
Oh, not too much.
Pat back in the jers.
Not sick for the first time in 3 weeks.
That's got to feel good.
Feels pretty good, bro. So back in New Jersey.
You'll be sick in no time.
Can't wait, man. Kid goes back to daycare tomorrow.
Oh, wow. To get sick again.
To get sick and bring it on home to Papa.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Pat. Did the doctor say anything about Coxsackie? Like, do you now have any kind of immunity?
Here's the thing about
can you
Coxsackie.
Get it again?
Here's the thing about Coxsackie. It sucks cocky.
Yeah.
No, there's like no immunity to it. So it's real dangerous, especially like most viruses, right? In a family, it's like a waterfall.
It's a ping pong effect. It's like one of those STDs where if you have sex with a person and you get it, then you have sex with them again, they get it, then you get it. Like it's a ping pong.
Yeah, it's like when you're in a on again, off again relationship and you're an alcoholic kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
That one summer, you know, summer.
I know about that.
You give it to her, she gives it to you.
I knew we'd get the reference. I knew we'd know.
Yeah, stocking up on cranberry juice, missing your doctor's appointment because they're always trying to schedule it in the morning.
Big time.
Yeah, no, Coxsackie, you really got to be careful. It's weird because, like, you can get it twice. You can get it twice. So.
Okay.
Mark, I got to tell you, so all our friends, right, who have kids around the same age, it's like a fun thing now that I'm a dad. I'll text around, hey, you got this going on, right. And one of our buds, same time, Puma had Coxsackie. His son had Coxsackie, so he texted me a photo. And
no, I texted you that photo.
Oh, you texted it, but
now I'm getting exposed. I got the photo.
Essentially, what Mark said was,
I was like,
looks
hey,
like he went down on a stripper, and I said that's the best joke ever.
Yeah, it was his like 2-year-old son. I was like, looked like he went down on a stripper.
He's like 6.
Yeah, well, no, he's not that old. No, he's like in between.
Okay,
but yeah, it was a good joke, and now I feel violated because I told our friend that you had Coxsackie, and I had heard that he had and his wife had it as well, and he said I escaped, but here's a picture of my son with a real bad Coxsackie, and then I sent it to you and I said, look how bad his son's Coxsackie is. It looks like he went down on a stripper.
Yeah. You know, it's like that that like dirty kid with Kool-Aid mouth. It was like that, but with Coxsackie. Yeah, all around his mouth. What's the policy on that? You can rip on a kid, right? Like as long as you don't make it public.
It's our lifelong friend, and it was just between other lifelong friends. So I think that's okay.
You can rip on kids. It's fine.
I mean, he had a lot of stuff around the mouth. It looked like he had really bad herpes. So
as long as it's gonna go away, you can rip on him.
I didn't know this, but Kate, she's been doing the mommy blogger things, right? So she's talking about like all the stuff that's going on with being a mommy blogger. So she did like a social post about the Coxsackie, got a ton of responses of like, oh, I've had that. And some non-moms got back and were like, oh yeah, I got that from eating ass.
No way.
Yeah.
So some dirty dogs.
Yep.
Dirty moms.
Mm-hmm. When you're inventing STDs, that's when you got to stay,
When you're getting
you guys wouldn't let a girl eat your ass, would you?
No.
Are
you kidding?
No. Would you eat asses? Well, we're getting off the rails here.
We got to get into the news.
Yeah, we got to get the news.
This is a news show.
It's a double no.
It's a double no, probably.
Absolutely not.
We should do the news. It's 1.5. No, I don't know. We should do the news.
It'd be really,
Pat, you're doing the news.
Really rude to make her do that, or even allow her to do that. No amount of scrubbing that could. Okay, all right, guys.
You got to hit the clip.
Oh yes, I'm out of practice because I took that day off, and now I'm back, and now I'm all out of sorts. But we're talking about the
cup of coffee in the big time.
It's the 30th of December. Happy anniversary to my parents, Mike and Noreen, celebrating like 50-something years of marriage. A lot of
that's a cool anniversary date. That's easy to remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a poor people's anniversary date, is what that is. Whenever you have a right, Wes, a wedding around the holidays, right? It's poor people stuff.
Very, very poor people stuff.
So,
Yeah, they were young then, you know.
They were young then, and they're young at heart now. Guys, it's the 30th of December. Holidays. It is National Resolution Planning Day and also National Bacon Day. Did you know that?
National
Baking or bacon?
Con.
Okay.
Bacon.
Beautiful.
Yeah, like Sir Francis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that's kind of cool, right? Like you plan your
Well,
resolution and
Can't
eat a
plan to
fuck
eat.
ton of bacon.
Yeah, can't plan to eat better, I guess. Or I guess you get it out of the way. It's like your last day of eating bacon.
Bacon's fine.
Is it? Well, yeah, it's in
Resolution
keto. Yeah.
Planning day. I mean, I feel like if you're planning the day before New Year's,
I think it's like getting prepped to, like if you're going to eat healthy, you go to the store and buy a bunch of healthy stuff.
oh,
Right. Yesterday was TikTok day, which is you got to get all your tasks done for the year.
Mhm.
We also talked about our resolutions on the Hive Hour, patreon.com/hardfactor. And so I guess we already did that. We already planned it. So
there you go. I got a fun fact for you guys. I did them a little bit out of order. The phrase "bringing home the bacon" originated back in the 12th century when a church in England offered a side of bacon to any man who could swear before the church that he had not fought or quarreled with his wife for a year and a day. Any man who could, quote, bring home the bacon was highly respected in his community.
it was a bunch of liars bringing home the bacon.
Yeah. Anyone not punch their wife this year?
Yeah. Everyone was punching their wife back then.
Back then, you didn't have a lot of options.
Well, they didn't have punching bags. Oh,
Oh. Not on
I'm
this show.
kid.
We don't
That's
joke
not
about-
okay. That's not
we don't-
okay.
We don't joke about
That's not okay. We don't hit women.
19th century domestic violence on this show. Today in history, guys, 1813, Danzig surrendered to Allied armies, forcing the Misfits to cancel the rest of the leg of that tour.
Is that a band reference?
Yeah, Glenn Danzig was lead
Yeah.
singer of the Misfits.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah,
great,
I got it.
important early punk band. I guess there's another Danzig
Mhm.
in history. And he did something in 1813. 1861, guys, the Associated Banks of New York City, they put a halt on gold payments to government and investors. And they did that to mess with old Abe Lincoln because he was trying to do some U.S. bank reform. And they said, oh, he's a different political affiliation than me. I'm going to mess with him. So, it's always going on. So it's been going on forever, guys.
Mm-hmm.
People,
It has been.
trying to
It's going
block.
to continue. Yeah.
1941, guys, in an emotional speech to Canadian Parliament, shout out Canadian members of the Hive, Winston Churchill, he states that Britain will never surrender to, quote, Hitler and his Nazi gang, and that, quote, they've asked for total war. Let us make sure they get it.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
That gets me going right now. Like,
That's
yeah,
pretty good, bro.
that's pretty good.
I'll be honest with you. If you want to look, first of all, if you're having trouble with erectile dysfunction, that's totally normal. And you should go to GetRoman.com and get that checked out. But if that doesn't work for you, and it will, you should listen to any Winston Churchill speech. Because that, really, if you're having a down day.
That alcoholic could get you riled up.
Mhm.
Gets you going,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Called him the Black Dog.
Winston Churchill really makes me want to fuck.
Yeah.
Right after the speech, Yusuf Karsh, I guess he took a picture of a famous photograph titled The Roaring Lion. You'd know it if you see it. You should Google it. And guys, in 1993, the Vatican recognizes Israel. The Pope reportedly saw Israel from across the room, accidentally made eye contact with Israel, and then after an awkward pause said, quote, Israel, I almost didn't recognize you there for a century.
Dude, the Pope swings so much, dog.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
1917, Israel
Yeah.
formed. Guys, let's take it to the honorable mentions, the trending topics of the day. Chick-fil-A was trending. Why? Because the fast food chain that forces you to overlook their bigotry with their deliciousness.
Come on.
It's true.
Yeah.
They announced their most ordered items list of 2021. And I didn't look at the list or read the article because I can guess with 100% accuracy because Chick-fil-A's business model is literally having 4 items.
Yeah, then
so
don't they have
Brilliant.
a salad, a chicken sandwich, and nuggets? That's
I'm
it?
just going to guess what the top 4 are here.
Yeah.
100% accuracy.
Yeah.
Waffle fries, chicken
Oh,
sandwich,
waffle fries,
nuggets,
yeah.
lemonade.
Right.
Bet the farm
Oh,
on that one.
fantastic.
Do they maybe a sauce?
I mean, I guess, is that an
Yeah.
ordered item?
No.
I was at a Chick-fil-A in Knoxville, Tennessee, yesterday. I'll tell you what, I was feeling for the manager of that Chick-fil-A because they are throwing sauces in that bag like it's like a McDonald's in the middle 90s at Chick-fil-A's.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
They're
you
gonna
can
get-
ask
they're
for
gonna get-
infinite
that's-
sauces.
That's going to catch up to them.
And you know, I got kind of offended because a man came over. So Chick-fil-A, I don't know if you know this because it's my first job.
Yeah.
They don't have public fountain drinks, right? Chick-fil-A, and when I was working at the Chick-fil-A, I thought this was a big issue. I thought it was an inefficiency. They don't have like the ice.
You're saying that the people that work there have to fill them up from the
They
back.
have to fill your drink
Yeah,
up like in a city.
Right.
Like in a New York City, you might find that at McDonald's sometimes because of
Right.
theft. Also, they don't have one of the ice machines. They have a scoop. Anyway, it's implied, I feel like, free refills on regular fountain
sure.
drinks. But this dad walks up and he goes, "I got a refill." And, the Chick-fil-A manager, white guy in his middle 40s, goes, "What am I going to get you?" And he goes, "Lemonade."
Oh, that's not free.
It was free because they'll give you whatever
Shouldn't be.
what it shouldn't be, but they'll give you whatever you want at a Chick-fil-A.
On what planet
will.
is a lemonade a free refill anywhere?
Chick-fil-A, I guess.
Chick-fil-A.
I mean, if
don't
it's,
want any, they don't want any drama there. They
Yeah.
give you whatever you want.
I have to say this. So, like a Minute Maid lemonade in a soda fountain, fine, free refill.
We're not talking
But
about that, Mark.
We're
This is
talking about
fresh squeezed.
quality fresh squeezed lemonade. That's never a free refill.
It's a $3 drink.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Was it another coffee too? Does he want a free coffee?
Exactly. The audacity
off.
on
White
this
white guy.
Oh,
White
another
straight
white guy. Big time white straight guy.
Cross
you
around his
you
neck.
think a black guy's asking a 40-year-old
there?
Chick-fil-A guy, a white guy, for a free lemonade?
Did he have a cross around his neck?
100% he had a crossover.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They get whatever they want. at
My
Chick-fil-A.
pleasure. He grits his teeth. That's $3 lemonade.
I might buy a cross just for my Chick-fil-A trips.
Yeah,
Might get some
it's
free
delicious
sandwiches.
though.
The economics got to be good there because you see when
Well,
you see middle-aged white men in khakis at a fast food restaurant, pretty much universally across the board at all the fast food restaurant chains, every single location, you got to figure.
But
Some
also-
good cash in being a Chick-fil-A manager, right?
Oh
Well,
yeah, they get
for
paid.
sure.
They get paid. But it's also like the what you talked about, how they only have like 4 items. That's genius because it's like the Model T assembly line. You can pump it out so much quicker if there's no modifications. It's just like
Right.
like the food gets out so much faster if you don't have to worry about making 17 different items.
Right. So why the fuck was it trending that they put out the top items ordered list, right?
That's
you know
a
what I'm saying?
troll. That's a troll.
It wasn't a troll.
All right.
They're bigots,
Should've
but they're so delicious. Pooh Sheisty was trending. You guys know Pooh Sheisty?
Not yet.
No.
He's a rapper. He just dropped a new free.
No kidding.
Yeah, no, Pooh Sheisty. He just dropped a new freestyle from jail called Federal Contraband, and he's rapping over the jail payphone. It's pretty
He's
cool.
talking about how he gets the contraband in.
Yeah.
Is he snitching?
Yeah, it's Sheisty, man.
Yeah. Pooh Shiesty.
Ketamine.
How do
was
you think he
trending.
gets it in, huh?
Yeah, in his poo.
Yeah.
Ketamine was trending, guys, because everyone's doing ketamine.
Not me, not yet.
Really?
Should I be?
If you're depressed or you have trauma, ketamine treatments for mental illness is like the thing now. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone I talked to 3 people on the phone today who were like, "Yeah, I just did a little bit of K."
What?
Jesus. Who are you talking to?
You know, like sometimes that just happens. Like,
Yeah. 3 people today?
No, I know. That's why it's in the trending topics because
Wow.
everyone around me is doing ketamine.
Well, I heard that like shrooms was like, we've talked about this. Microdosing shrooms has become a very big thing for mental health, and apparently
And Pat Cassidy.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about it, and apparently it's studies have showed it works. So now you're saying ketamine as well, or is it
So like, yeah, ketamine's the new
people
thing.
just having
man.
a little fun?
No, ketamine's the new thing.
Okay.
Ketamine treatment facilities popping up all over. Pretty much what they do is they give you some special K or the K hole. You go in the K hole with like a therapist who I guess kind of like tries to
Guides you.
take you there, right?
Yeah.
And for people that like haven't done drugs before, a lot of times people are doing their first psychedelics with ketamine, and it's intense, like a bad trip. But it's supposed to
Yeah.
like make you face the trauma. I don't know.
This is like
That's what ayahuasca does.
Yeah, I was about to say
when
this
people
is
go
one
do
step away from licking a toad with a guru.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do it six times.
It seems that many of the, now they're just figuring out that you just take these things in small doses and they're great for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Mark, have you been messing with those herbal
yeah.
antidepressants I got you?
Yeah, but you gave me
Mark's
they're
just been
strong.
taking them full doses. I knew it.
Yeah, well, like I haven't done it recently. Had the in-laws and stuff, and been pretty straight edge. But Pat gave me these. Our friend makes these now, and he was using them to microdose for like depression and stuff. And so he sent me a bottle, and he's like, if you take one, you like really won't. You'll be able to function. You'll be fine. Like, and I took one, and I was not fine because they're very, very, very strong. And then Pat was like, "Yeah, no, this batch is way stronger than the last batch."
It really was. I was also not fine.
No, they're fucking strong.
Yeah. I
Oh,
popped
you
one
mean
just-
the garage made drugs
that guy.
aren't consistent?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's true.
They're not at all.
This is the same guy that brought over
DMT.
what was that drug I did in your
DMT.
garage, Wes?
Yeah, DMT.
Yeah,
And we
DMT.
had to delete it for immediately. It was like custody reasons. What are we doing? All right, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That never happened. Hashtag.
I didn't do it.
No, yeah.
No, neither did I. It was just PCAS. But he didn't do the trip. You're supposed to go see little aliens. You didn't do enough of it, I don't think. Yeah.
Dude, I'd DMT again. Spirit molecule. Number 3, guys. Number 3 in the trending topics. Hashtag national divorce was trending. And it's kind of interesting why. Here is why, guys. So there's this guy. His name is Pedro L. Gonzalez. And according to his Twitter bio, he is an associate editor at Chronicles Magazine, which is a conservative magazine published by the Rockford Institute, which, according to Wikipedia, is a conservative think tank focused on paleoconservatism, which means they only think ideas that were around during the Paleolithic era or the caveman times. Pretty sure. And anyway,
Sounds
so
right.
he tweeted. I guess Pedro was upset with someone on Twitter who said that he was moving to Miami from California. Pedro didn't approve. So Pedro threw this tweet up. He goes, he was a quote tweet of the guy. This guy's moving from California to Florida because he can't stand living in the mess that lib politics created, and he still has the audacity to talk down to Floridians about their politics. Libs are a cancer. They're the absolute worst people in this country. Which, look, whether you agree or not, is the kind of unbiased take you want to see from the editor of a publication.
Yeah. Wait, what publication?
The one that I just said.
Paleo something or other? Yeah.
Chronicles Magazine, published by the Rockford Institute, the paleoconservative think tank. So Pedro commented on his own quote tweet to drop some further and more batshit clarification.
This might have been taken out of context.
Right. I'm an editor.
Yeah.
Here's what he said on his comment on his quote tweet. He said, I support actively discriminating against transplants like this through legislation. They should be able to vote for a period and they should have to pay a tax. Or they shouldn't be able to vote for a period and they should have to pay a tax for their sins.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was his take, whatever. He's, people mad about people.
I like the no voting for a minute.
If you
actually.
move.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
How long would you say if you move somewhere? How long would you say you need to
year.
vote? What if you move for like a job? Like, a year?
A year.
But should the vote be
A
a
lot of people move.
a representation of how everyone in that
Yes,
state
of
feels?
What about?
Of course they should,
Okay,
yeah.
so what about maybe not voting for local politics for 6 months? But
I
you
like
can,
that.
You can
Right,
vote
local-
for
that's what I
federal-
mean, local
okay,
politics,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We have the exact opposite for green card holders in this country. They can't vote for the president, but they can vote in local elections.
That's
Anyway.
so dumb.
Yeah. So anyway, he supports actively discriminating against transplants. We got that. Okay. And that's guys when from the top of the short rope, the congressperson most likely to make a left field comparison of something being like Nazi Germany, while simultaneously being the congressperson least likely to believe in the Holocaust. Of course, I'm talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, entered the chat, and she took Pedro's tweet as an invitation to get in on the conversation and really let the tiz out. So this is why national divorce was trending, guys. This is what MTG said. She said, quote, "All is possible in a national divorce scenario. After Democrat voters and big donors ruin a state like California, you would think it wise to stop them from doing it to another great state like Florida. Brainwashed people that move from California and New York really need a cooling off period. So, shocking, right? I mean, an evangelical Christian openly endorsing divorce, right? It's not something you see every day.
That's true. She meant it differently, though, right?
Yes.
Come on.
She probably did. She probably meant it how like the Mormons mean or think that like soaking isn't sex, or like fundamentalists call the breakup of a marriage a civil war. Is that how she meant it? That's what people were saying, that MTG was calling for a civil war. What do you guys think?
Well, I know Madison Cawthorn's ready for one. He's got the guns. Yeah, he said he was ready for one.
I heard a
It's
story
inevitable.
recently.
No
I don't
civil
know.
war's coming.
Well, I read something.
A lot of chatter on Twitter about a national divorce. So.
There
what
was
does that
a. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, what was the story you read recently, Wes?
No, it's okay. You guys.
No, no, please.
It was from inside the military. There was like a high-ranking official that said that there might be a military like coup coming, in a civil war.
Like
that the military is going to be maybe not on the side that's in power soon.
For this current administration, or
maybe the next administration. I don't know. They just
you
said
got any backup on that?
Yeah, I'll find you the article.
Okay.
Sounds like hocus pocus.
Yeah. We are a news show. Is that like men? That's like a men. Oh, I overheard in a men's.
No. It's. I'll find it for you.
Okay. Well, anyway, guys. Point being, we know that Marjorie Taylor Greene's a total fucking nut job, but it begs the question: which state are you civil warring? I mean, divorcing, if in fact there was a national divorce. Mark, you go first.
What, I have to pick one state that I
You're
want to
gonna
be a part of?
divorce one state.
I kick one state out of the.
Get it
United
out of
States.
here. National divorce.
Put me on the
Bye.
spot. Put me on the spot.
Wes.
What
Alaska's already out there, right?
Yeah.
Just push,
What
they're already
state?
out. Alaska's already far away, so Alaska.
state to divorce? State to get rid
But
of?
they're big. No, I take it back. They're huge land. And
Yeah, a
the-
lot of
and the
oil out there.
The oil.
Also, they don't bother you. Kind of a hands-off relationship. You know what I mean? Give you a lot of space.
Well, we're gonna piss off the people in the state that we pick.
Right.
Not if we say Puerto Rico. Oh, you
That's
said
not a
state.
That's not a state.
Hawaii.
Oh, but that's so pretty.
There's plenty of other pretty places.
Are we gonna get a new state? I'd say. You know what, Pat? I like all 50 states. I like all 50 states. No, I'm not divorcing a single state.
Very political answer.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Like
there was three retired U.S. generals, and it was covered by Huffington Post,
No.
Business
Three
Insider.
old retired idiots got like
Mhm.
drinking scotch and talking about how the.
Yahoo News covered it, so
Mhm.
it's not like a.
By the way, Yahoo News, you got to be careful. With Yahoo
How old
News,
are these
'cause
guys? 80?
Yahoo News is just an aggregator for like 40 different.
I didn't
news
write it.
sites.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of guys who aren't in the show anymore.
I
wish they were
certainly
still on
hope the
show.
U.S. government doesn't coup. I mean, military doesn't coup. That would be bad.
Coup Sheisty. All right, guys. Number 2, Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember her?
Yeah.
We talked about her earlier this week. Well, jury got back. Guilty. Ghislaine's guilty on 5 of the 6 counts related to her role in being a real piece of shit for Jeffrey Epstein. Grooming minor girls from 1994 to 2004. So 5 of the federal charges she was found guilty, and those are sex trafficking of a minor, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, which is kind of redundant, right? Minor, all sexual activity should be criminal. And 3 related counts of conspiracy, and she was acquitted of the charge of enticing a minor to travel to engage in illicit sex acts, probably some technicality.
Yeah, I mean, she enticed tons of minors to travel.
This minor's barrel is a lot shorter. Anyway, Maxwell now faces, guys, up to 65 years in prison. She showed no reaction when the verdicts were read, and Judge Allison Nathan did not set a sentencing date, so it continues.
Yeah, there's a reason. So I kind of mentioned this earlier. I do think that they almost got it right. Should have been 6 out of 6 guilties. And I think that now the next game of chess, hopefully this isn't a glass half full scenario, is they want to hear how much she has to offer. Like, how much is she going to spill the beans, and that might affect sentencing. So I think they're like waiting to do the sentencing and all that stuff because maybe she's going to come forward with some information and
they might
snitch
give
on
her a
some
deal.
people. Yeah, and they'll give her a better deal. I think that's what's probably going to happen. She should probably still rot in jail for the rest of her life, but I hope that she does give up.
Is there anyone that you think that she could give up that would grant her like clemency? Like, what if she can prove that like Clinton was doing this, or like Prince Andrew, like
Or Trump.
any of those guys,
or the Senator.
and whatever, both sides, I get it, but anyone.
No, I was thinking of the astronaut guy, John. Yeah, I don't know. I think that she should just spill all the beans, and then that's up to people that, not us. But I hope she spills all the beans.
Yeah, she spilled about all the teens. Now spill about the beans. Most
She
of
also, she also flew in those like a couple of Russian chicks for Epstein's birthday. I guess they couldn't prove it, but that was kind of like one of the well-known like rumor mill topics, that she flew in these girls that banged Epstein on his birthday on the private island and flew him back.
She was guilty account too, buddy.
Yeah,
She's a
she was
pilot?
guilty.
Yeah.
What's that?
she's a pilot.
No, you know what I mean. She
She
had
enticed
flown.
them.
Yeah, she enticed them.
She enticed them. That was the charge.
Well, guys, most of Twitter, I guess political Twitter or law Twitter, if you're a sports Twitter guy, you know that a lot of people were talking about that time that Antonio Brown farted on his doctor. Right? Remember that, everyone? Yesterday it was like, wow, that was a thing. And then the equivalent of that on the Ghislaine side is this Bill Clinton painting. Right? Remember this one? Come on.
Yes.
I mean,
Incredible.
It's
That
the
is
painting,
awesome.
guys, of Bill Clinton in a pretty blue dress with
That's
red
awesome.
high heels on in the Oval Office, pointing seductively at the subject. And this was hanging in Epstein's home. The artist did not know that Epstein had purchased it. Obviously, they're friends. How do you explain your way out of that one? You know,
You
Well,
don't.
was it from a photo, or was it just? That's the thing you need to know.
no,
Was it from
it
a
was an
photo?
art's rendering.
There you go. Well, then it doesn't. Then it's just imagination.
You know what I saw circulating today too was a picture of Elon Musk with Ghislaine recently, in the past few years for sure. And look, it goes deep. There's a lot of people involved.
Yeah, but I also don't buy into the conspiracy theory that like if you met them or knew them,
I know.
you were diddling kids.
But this was
at
these pictures are, when it's been well known that they're diddling kids. This wasn't like 1991 or whatever the argument was. There's a lot of pictures with a lot of people, and there's a lot of information. Some that was on the plane dockets and released, some that's not. It goes very deep. There are a lot of people involved. These women weren't not getting banged. People were banging them.
Right. There's some high profile people.
Yeah.
Epstein wasn't the only guy banging these kids.
No,
that's for sure.
there's tons of them.
I know
Tons
that.
of high profile people banging these
Yeah.
kids.
The truth about humans.
They weren't just sitting around.
Right.
The truth about humans, and I don't like to say this because I don't want to be derogatory towards women, but the truth about humans is they will all suck a dick or eat a vagina, whichever they don't want to do, for the right price. Right. And
What?
every
What
human.
does that have to do? That's the victims, though.
Well, what I'm saying is
What does that mean?
people who have money, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can buy blowjobs?
Other
Yeah.
people will suck their dicks for that money. So like they'll kiss the ring.
Okay,
right.
but Pat, if they're 16 or 17, it
I'm not
doesn't
talking
matter.
about that. I'm talking
Yeah.
about political donations. I'm talking about connections in business. I'm talking
Sexual
about I'll gladly
innuendos.
hang out with
Yeah.
this known pedophile because they're gonna hook me with some cash.
Okay, well, it should be
Sure,
looked
sure.
into.
Yeah.
Should be.
I mean, that is true, but some high profile people.
Also,
were.
Elon Musk doesn't need any money.
How big's the dick?
Yeah.
How much?
Just saying.
All right, guys. Let's get into numero uno, aka. I am real rusty today, but I'm talking about the
The cream of the crop!
DoorDash guys. Making some waves within their own internal structure, their company, their employees. Some of them are not happy because DoorDash is bringing back their flagship employee engagement program, WeDash, which, according to a DoorDash spokesperson, aims to have workers, quote, learn firsthand how the technology products the technology products we build empower local economies, which in turn helps us build a better product. And of course, I'm talking about people from all walks of life at DoorDash getting their hands dirty and delivering fucking food. Under the WeDash program, employees, including those in the corporate offices, must serve as delivery drivers at least one time per month and deliver food or whatever the fuck people order on DoorDash. And everyone's not happy about this, guys, especially the people who don't actually do any dashing. In a post on the website Blind, which is a blind website, like an anonymous website, people talk about work. One engineer wrote this. Here we go. The engineer, D Dasher, said, DoorDash making engineers deliver food. Mandatory WeDash starts from next year. You need to dash once a month. Will be tracked in performance reviews. What the actual fuck? I didn't sign up for this. There was nothing in the offer/job letter description about this. And then he signed off with his salary, which is $400,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's got to be a troll, right?
No, confirmed, not a troll post. If you go deep through the comments,
Dude, those engineers make bank.
Mm-hmm.
Writing the programs and shit. Yeah.
Well, so okay. Do they really have to though?
They have to, absolutely. It's a real thing.
How many? But can they just be like, "Oh, I got a flat tire"? Like do
No,
one dash.
They have options. They can shadow.
I got sick. I got a little bit sick today.
It's 100% mandatory. Now there are like workarounds where you can, it's like in that movie Office Space. You can wear less flair, right? But is that gonna put you in the best graces of the bosses at DoorDash? I don't think so.
No, but if you're an engineer making $400K, they don't give a fuck.
Tchotchkes.
Yeah.
You still got to get your ass out there and deliver fucking cold medication or tacos to some I don't know, people that need tacos.
I mean, they shouldn't make the people that are already working there have to do this because, like he said, he didn't sign up for this shit. But now that you know, if you go to work for DoorDash, that's what you got to do.
It's part of the
That's
corporate culture.
A great point. And also how the thing works is if the guy who's making $400K calls his boss who's making $800K and says, I'm going to quit or I don't want to do this. Guess what happens? Someone forges the paperwork and yeah, come on.
Well, says, listen, don't worry about it.
Let's get into what some other people from around the tech space had to say about this. ENG, who works at Microsoft, said,
"Shut up.
Making a delivery might literally kill you if you get carjacked and shot. I kind of want to see this happen and see the family sue the company for like $1 billion and win, just so no company ever gets a stupid idea like this ever again."
That's like such a slap in the face to all the dashers. Like they're just like so much better than them. These people think they are.
100%.
They are, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look across the aisle. Another company, but people that are at this similar level. Dashers, an Amazon driver said, "DoorDash, you lucky. You get paid to drive around and listen to music." I guess there's like a no music policy maybe for Amazon drivers. We'll get word on that. There's like 40 Amazon drivers that listen to the show, and we appreciate you.
I'm one of them. Sometimes no, you can listen to music if you drive for Amazon.
Not according to this comment.
Okay. So the DoorDash CEO, is he just like a big? I mean, it sounds like Undercover Boss. He's like a big fan of Undercover Boss. I mean, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Mr. Ghosty, who works at DoorDash, said, "Yep, nobody is exempt. CEO is aching to dash again." He founded DoorDash, and he used to deliver dashes before he made a fucking $1 billion, creating a company that's literally a competitor to like 9 other companies. But I guess whatever.
I've never used DoorDash.
I've never used DoorDash. I think the advantage of DoorDash is like they can bring you anything, maybe something like that.
Some
it's like Favor though, right?
Cigarettes and stuff. They're all similar. Some companies just do this. They make their people cross train.
Right.
Like Cisco does this, and I know I was at the airport, a chain restaurant. Some guy was there, and I thought it was his first day, and he was annoying the shit out of the people behind the bar until he was like, "I'm a corporate guy. I'm here for my day of training, like just because I have to do this type thing." And they were like, "Oh, we should start being nice to you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people were not down with it. Dev Away, who a developer works at Raytheon, said Microsoft. I'm sorry, no. He said This guy from Active Campaign says, 100% agree with Microsoft on this one. Never thought I'd say that, lol. I have respect for delivery drivers. I always tip them properly when I order delivery, which means that he probably doesn't.
Yeah,
I
why
hate
would you say that?
I hate to sound like an asshole, but I made sure I got a good education and built up marketable skills so I wouldn't have to do a Mick job like that, right? And the guy at over at Raytheon said, Microsoft and Active Campaign, you guys are fucking assholes. These jobs are necessary that you benefit from. Stop acting like they're garbage. DoorDash driver makes about $26,000 to $29,000 a year. Mike Hayes got a driver out in Oregon. He was profiled last year. He's working 45 hours a week, $200 to $800 per week driving Dash.
It's not a lot.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Certainly don't need the comments from the developers and the CEOs telling you that you're a piece of shit.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
400K is nice, guys.
I can't spend a day on these poor people's shoes.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah, just
right?
a day a month, you assholes.
Just fucking do it, bro. Humble yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, how do you choose which internet service provider you use?
I don't, Pat. They tell me.
No, I know. It's a sad thing. Most of us have little choice because ISPs operate like monopoly. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. So they just say, hey, here's what you get. And then they do data caps, streaming throttles, the list goes on. But worst of all, guys, most ISPs, they log your internet activity and then they sell that data to other big tech companies that are paying these assholes $400K a year to not get down and dirty when it comes to being a team player. You want to support that? I don't. So that's why I use ExpressVPN. Because ExpressVPN, what is it? It's a virtual private network. And it routes your data all around the globe, confuses the hell out of ISPs, pretty much makes it so you can't be tracked. So look, on principle, I don't look up anything weird on the internet, but I use ExpressVPN because I don't want to feed the beast. But maybe you do look up something weird. I don't know. No one's judging. Doesn't
Pat, you
matter.
were in the Discord talking about the dark web yesterday.
Maybe you do.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with poking around in the dark web.
Okay. Right.
For research at West's house. Anyway, guys, it tunnels your network data through a bunch of different other servers. They can't find you. It's super secure. Get a VPN. It's 2021. It's almost 2022. What are you doing? We recommend ExpressVPN. And here's how you do it. You go to expressvpn.com/hardfactor. That's expressvpn.com/hardfactor. And if you go to that specific URL, you can get 3 extra months free. Dang, that's crazy, man. You're lucky you listen to this show. Go to expressvpn.com/hardfactor right now to learn more. Get a VPN.
That's a lot of dark webbing for 3 months or whatever you do.
Yeah, you can ruin your life in 3 months.
That's right.
Okay. Gentlemen, got another spicy one for you, and it's a fools that work in schools. Before I begin this potentially, hot button topic, I want to let everyone out there know that we here at Hard Factor fully support LGBTQ rights. No matter what jokes are made in this segment, at our core, we support equal rights for every human, especially the LGBTQ community. And to prove that, I'm going to now do some shameless and possibly offensive virtue signaling, where I tell you just how open and accepting I am. So I myself love lesbians. I love hot lesbians. I love them. I work with same-sex couples in my wedding video and photo business regularly. My cousin is gay. One time I was genuinely attracted to a drag queen. I flirted with the idea of letting gay guys blow me for money when my boss proposed it to me one time. And I have been on vacation with gay guys.
You should have sued Cordoba, man.
Yeah. Funny story. The first night of that vacation, I was having a private chat with one half of a gay couple. And the next morning, I was accused of getting a blowjob from him by his better half. I was flattered, frankly, but also a bit taken aback. And they later got engaged on that same vacation. Wild stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
big
if you're
of
going to
you,
get accused of that,
Yeah.
you better at least receive it, right?
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't receive it. I just got accused of it.
That's
You guys
bullshit.
have any pro LGBTQ stories or virtue signaling you want to share right now to prove how accepting we are? Before
No,
get
I
into this?
think my body of work on this show proves it. My mom used to I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
she thought I was gay growing up, but she used to always bring around gay guys from her work to introduce me to gay people at a very young age. My sister too. I think
Mm-hmm.
she was just trying to show us. And I've always had we had a gay friend in Charlottesville and stuff. Yeah, same things you said basically. Yeah.
and I've kissed dudes.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go, Pat. All right,
And
well,
I
let's get
like
into
the
it.
hot lesbians too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me.
No? Okay. Well, anyway, let's get into it. You guys remember clubs in middle school and high school, right? You got like the key club, the math club, chess club,
course.
etc. But do you remember having an LGBTQ club back then?
No, in the 90s, growing up, kids would just not come out of the closet. No.
Right.
There was-
Yeah. Nope. Neither do
No.
I. But as things progress and alarming suicide and bullying stats come to the surface about the struggle that all kids go through, especially, kids that are maybe LGBTQ, schools are progressing too. And in California, one middle school teacher wanted to keep that progress moving along by forming an LGBTQ club at her middle school. So I want you guys to meet Buena Vista middle school teacher Lori Caldera. She wanted to start a club with her colleague Kelly Baraki, but she had one problem. How would she know which kids she would recruit to join the club? I mean, some kids, are obvious. Some kids just walk around singing "I'm coming out" in the hallways, or being in theater, obviously. But others were.
She put Die Hard on one projector and like The Sound of Music on another.
Yeah. But other kids, were harder to spot for Lori, who failed to gain enough students for her club in 2020. So she needed to gain some more, and she took to the time-old method of stalking students online, totally invading their privacy and pretty much going up to them and saying, "Hey, we don't care if you are ready to come out, but we know you're gay, so we need you for our club."
Holy shit! What age?
Yeah.
What age is this, Wes?
This is middle school.
So,
Middle school.
Any
Yeah,
age.
middle school.
Any age.
Well, you can't stalk them like this, but
That's one of the worst things you could do to a human.
I was
is,
more thinking the club's not a bad idea for maybe a high school. Yeah.
I mean,
okay,
at middle school up. Middle school, high school, whatever. I think it's a good thing.
Mhm.
So she admitted.
Was this like it's like a funding thing?
No, she needed to get more to be like an official club. I guess it
Officially
was
recognized?
No
Yeah,
one was
recognized.
joining the club, Pat.
Right. Nobody
She
was
had,
joining club because
she had,
nobody
like,
wanted to
one
come
kid.
out
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, I want to be in this club." Now everyone's gonna know I'm gay. Like basically, no one wanted to come out because of this fucking club.
Middle
So-
school's pretty early. The kids don't want to come out. Yeah.
Right, exactly, yeah. So, what she did, she stalked him online, and she admitted these tactics while speaking at an LGBTQ conference in October, saying, "quote When we were doing our virtual learning, we totally stalked what they were doing on Google when they weren't doing schoolwork. One of them was Googling Trans Day of Visibility, and we're like, check, we're gonna invite that kid when we get back on campus." So following that idiotic admission, an attendee sent her remarks to a journalist who broke this story, and the school not only suspended the teachers, but also the UBU club. But it gets deeper. So apparently it is common practice for teachers, especially online learning, to invade their students' privacy with this program called Go Guardian, which is widely adopted by schools. It allows them to track the sites that they're visiting, the Google searches, under the guilt-free premise of preventing suicide, bullying, and violence, which is great to keep an eye on. But Lori used it to search out the gays.
They say boredom. Was boredom one of the?
I don't know. It's crazy that there's like.
Are you going to use this now, Wes, for your kid?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Go Guardian.
It's like free cable, man. Honestly.
Even more shady, the two gay hunters also admitted to limiting documentation of the club or its student members to basically keep parents in the dark about its existence. So they didn't want the parents to know. So when parents found out about this, some were like, "Hey, I don't want my kid turning gay in some gay club at school, for fuck's sake. My kid's supposed to be at school learning math and playing sports, not being convinced to turn gay after school." I mean, what the hell is this shit?
What the hell is
shit?
the UBU club?
Yeah, what is this?
You stay
that-
away from what?
What are you staying after school for now? To that, Lori responded to the San Francisco Chronicle saying their parents think we start the conversation, but we don't. TikTok starts it, Snapchat starts it, Instagram starts it, or their classmates start it. And then we just try to answer the questions as honestly and fairly as we can. So, at her core, she's trying to do a good thing, but the way she did it is just
Okay.
insanity.
No, nothing. Really, not much good about this.
Well, she's providing a safe place for kids that have nowhere else to go and maybe not feel
that part's good, but she's aggressively like outing kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The other that's what I'm saying. That part is insane. So other parents were angry. The teachers tried to replace them as the primary influence in their kids' lives. One parent wrote, "Had I known, which I might have, I would have totally supported his decision, even though I knew and ignored it for years, hoping it would just go away. Had I known for sure, I would have been there for him. You took away my ability to parent for my child even before I had any knowledge. I didn't even get to show support. You asked for support. I didn't get the chance. Of course, I made up the first part. The school took it a step further by changing the name and pronouns of one female student and then calling Child Protective Services on the mom who objected to the change that she did not consent to. And these 2 suspended teachers say they are worried about the kids who sought comfort in the now disbanded club, saying, quote, "Can you imagine? Seriously, we have kids in our club right now who are out at school, but they're not out at home. The only 2 teachers they have ever spoken to have been taken away." The teachers say that that's a good point. The teachers say they're scared to leave their homes over threats, and the district is still investigating. So, yeah.
Wait a minute. So where is this? What state is this?
It's California.
Okay. So the 2 kids who joined the club.
No, there was a number of kids.
Okay.
Those are just 2 examples of what
okay.
a couple
But those
of
2 examples, they're afraid to tell their parents?
Right. Yeah. They have come out to their teachers, who they find is like, maybe like they seem like as a guidance counselor or someone they can just trust. So they think their parents are going to judge them, which many times they fucking do.
But this is the parent, or this is the teacher saying they're worried for those kids, not the kids themselves who maybe have come out to their parents now, since they were in the UBU club.
It's a little bit of an assumption for sure.
Yeah, it's an assumption from the psychopath who's outing kids.
But it's also them telling the teacher probably like, "Hey, I haven't come out to my parents yet."
Yeah, of course.
It's
slippery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much you just need an open door policy, and then if a club organically forms, awesome. Right. But the main thing is put a rainbow flag
in any club.
On a pen,
exactly. Yes.
And put it in a little mug on your desk that says "World's Greatest Teacher" and leave your door open.
Right.
Correct.
And then if like 40 kids come in and they're like, "Hey, we want to be gay together and do activities," you're like, "Cool, we'll get a club going."
I'm with Pat. You form a club if you have this idea that there's some kids that want to come out and you're seeing it without stalking their internet habits. That's not okay. Right. You do the rainbow on the mug thing.
I mean,
you form a club. You form an after school club that's like it's not the Key Club or the Latin Club. It's a everyone come and have a safe space club, and then it slowly forms into a UBU club. You don't force it down people's throats.
And we don't.
Well, that's what she was doing. She was calling people out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. We don't pay teachers enough to not stalk kids' internet. I mean, they've earned that.
Yeah,
it's the only fringe they have, really. That and summers off.
She should be fired.
Well, she's suspended. They're doing it. They're investigating. She might be reinstated. They don't know, but it sounds like she kept the whole thing a fucking secret and was obviously just possibly making kids very extremely uncomfortable who didn't want to come out.
Kids were getting bullied. Like this teacher would go up to kids at lunch and they'd be like, "Oh, I knew he was gay. He's talking to Miss So-and-so.
I saw your Google search history."
Yes.
I swear to God, this is an episode of like every 90s sitcom where like Zach Morris meets a black guy and then like goes overboard to try to like culturally vibe with him and then ends up being racist. Like it's pretty much what this is.
It's similar. Yeah, she overdid it.
I'm so down
for sure
that I'm not down,
Yeah. She overdid it.
She may have had good intentions, but she really botched those good intentions.
A lot of people have good intentions and cause more harm than good,
Right. I think she might maybe one of them.
Yeah.
That's that.
All right. Okay. That's a good story, Wes. I think you navigated it well. Everyone, ignore the travel restrictions. Where we are going, we don't need roads, okay?
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
First up, as promised on yesterday's show, we are headed to Russia, where another journalist found their way through a window horizontally and then met gravity, which killed them. Well, I guess whoever Putin paid to throw them out killed them, but gravity was a big help. Yeah. So Yegor... Yegor. I assume that's Yegor.
Igor?
Yeah, it's not Igor. It's Yegor. Yegor Prozvirinin. Let me get a picture up of this guy. I'll find him. Here's Yegor alive. Very sweaty head if you look at the side of his head.
Oh, wow.
35-year-old Yegor was either on drugs or he's just fat and sweaty. And here's Yegor's dead.
It's the undershirt with the long sleeve shirt combination. That'll get
sometimes.
A fat guy every time. Yeah.
It'll get your upper body, but it'll protect you from pit stains, but it'll make you hotter.
I'm just pointing this out about Igor and not my co-hosts, but Igor probably should have been wearing a V-neck. Just saying about Igor.
Yeah. He needed some more breathability there. He's a 35-year-old. He was a 35-year-old Russian nationalist who started a blog that criticized Putin, big mistake, and was the also for the annexation of Ukraine, big mistake. He fell naked from his fifth-story window to his death on Monday, December 27th.
Fell out of his pants.
Fell out of it. Usually, if you fall out of the window, you're not naked, right? He slip on some water or something? Yeah. So this is I already showed you a picture of him. Apparently, someone potentially said maybe Igor, but it was proven that before he went through the window, a knife and a gas canister went through his fifth-story window first, and then Igor went through the window. Neighbors said they heard yelling and cursing coming from the apartment, and I think I know the scenario. I think it was probably something like Vladimir sends his regards, as the skilled goon broke Igor's wrist with the knife Igor was trying to stab him with, and then threw it out the window, which was already open because he'd already thrown a gas canister through it so that it was available for Igor's body to go through it as well. So I think the goon came in, threw a gas canister through the window. Igor grabbed a knife. He grabbed the knife from Igor, broke his wrist, threw it through the window, then threw Igor through the window as well. That's probably how it happened. And then Igor screamed curse words as he fell to his death. That's how I imagine it, at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction about Putin in the metaverse. I predict that in the coming years, you're gonna see a lot of people flying out of windows with Oculuses on their faces.
Where they they move the door.
Yeah.
You're walking by, you see a body.
Yeah, put an Oculus on him and throw him out the window.
Could be. Russian politician Roman Yunemin said that he met with Igor 2 weeks ago and everything seemed fine. He was totally normal and not suicidal or depressed. So I don't know. He said he spoke to his wife and unfortunately he fell out of the window. It's true. I don't know the details. I saw him about 2 weeks ago. He was in quite normal working order. And this brings the total number of journalists that have spoken poorly of Putin that have fallen out of windows and died to a whole lot. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, which is a global organization that has a really tough time with Russia, 58 journalists have been killed in Russia since the 1990s.
Yeah, their main way of combating it is they're raising money for bars.
Yeah, to put on the windows. Yeah. Yeah, the bubble wrap. Everyone, like Igor's got a T-shirt. You have to wear like bubble wrapper inside. Anyways, yeah, they're killing journalists. Yeah, little parachutes.
They're killing journalists. To not write bad about Putin. I mean,
is it worth it? I mean,
it's
how many people subscribe to his blog? Unless it was like billions.
I think you guys are underestimating how sick the anti-Putin pussy is out there.
Oh yeah. Well, look at how disgusting and sweaty he is, and look at the hot blonde kissing him.
Oh, you think this neckbeard would have been a hero writing pro-Putin blogs? I don't think so. He took his shot.
He lived 35 good years. Yeah. All right. Enough. Speaking of censorship, get it? They throw you out of window. They censor you. Yeah. Let's move it to France, where the romantic country is about to ban all internet porn. What?
No.
What? Yeah, cross France off the list of places to go or live. Are you kidding me? Pornhub, X Hamster, X Videos, XNXX, and Tukif. Never heard of that one, by the way. Gonna have to check that out. Although,
how do you spell that?
Thank you.
Tukif. I do have one note for Tukif. Tukif. I would change it to Tukas. Tukas. Yeah. Hey, Tukas. Right. Anyways, all those five.
Did I tell you guys that I'm gonna Tukif off tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm gonna Tukif a night off. I'm gonna Tugif.
Yeah, Tugif.
Yeah. Tugif.
Oh, Tugif.
Hey, basically all the major porn sites had until today to come up with stricter age controls, like some way to prove that every user was above 18 other than clicking a checkbox saying you are, or they would be blacked out by the country, banned. Like just
it's a good
shut
thing.
down.
It's a good thing.
So, okay, yeah, let's get into that. Okay. This is coming from France's Higher Audiovisual Council, which sounds to me kind of like the FCC here, and it's piggybacking off a law from last year in France that called for proper age verification checks for adult content. So I'm with you. Children, quote, children faced by such content can suffer lasting shock at the very least, this nerd council said. And you know what else they could face is mind-blowing orgasms and discovering a new favorite hobby. They could suffer from plowing through boxes of tissue paper and might be in their room a lot more. They could suffer from chafed palms and harboring a secret they want to tell their best friends but aren't sure if they're ready yet. Yeah, I mean, sure, I get it. 18, fine. But really, who's jerking off for the first time at 18 is what I'd like to ask. I'm not condoning porn for people under the age of 18. I know it's not legal, but I sure should enjoy porn before the age of 18. I think all the actors in porn should 1,000,000% be above 18. But I mean, a 16-year-old watching porn, is that the end of the world or the start of it?
That's not what it's about at all.
Start of his world.
That's what I'm saying.
It's about underage performers.
Yes,
right?
it is, of course.
No, it's
It
about
is.
underage users.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's about underage users.
But the Pornhub thing was about performers, which they said you said it was
This is
based on-
France saying they want
No,
only 18-year-olds, seniors in high school, to be able to look at porn, which I get. That's the law. But it's, you look away at it. It's like 16-year-olds looking at porn. What's the big deal? That's why they have a checkbox. That's why no one's cared until France about the checkbox.
I thought this was only about the actors.
No, this is about people logging. They're blocking out the sites, all of them,
Damn.
for the end users, the person, because high school kids are hopping on. Now, a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old hopping on and seeing hardcore porn, that's terrible. I get it.
Playboys.
I get
yeah,
it.
just
I
Playboys.
get it. I get it. But 16, 17, give me a fucking break. Anyways, France wants these sites to require you to enter or scan a photo ID of yourself with your date, your date of birth, and your address and shit on it.
Right.
And Pornhub's like, no fucking way are we going to do that. We're not going to. We want to keep our users' private information safe. Do you know how many hackers are on Pornhub? They said we can't keep a database of everyone's information safe. Like, this is the stupidest idea ever. So they're at a standstill because Pornhub and these sites are like, no, we're not going to change from the checkbox. And France says, okay. Now it's in front of a judge, and we made a law last year. So it sounds very much like internet porn in France will be going away very soon.
For anyone under 18.
Yeah, no, just for everyone.
Oh,
They're banning the site. Wes, they're blacking out the websites because they can't comply. You can't get internet porn in France going forward. It hasn't gone through yet because they have to go through the courts. But like, if you were to go over there to visit and you were on your Wi-Fi on your Apple phone, you would not be able to get Pornhub unless you used ExpressVPN. So another reason to get ExpressVPN.
Right.
But yeah, that's I'm not traveling to France if they get rid of internet porn. Just know that tourism.
What am I gonna do? Sightsee?
Yeah. What are you, nuts?
What are you, crazy?
Anyways, that's fucking stupid. The last one, and probably also last Christmas story of the year. Probably, maybe not. Probably. Let's head over to Wales, where a small town was having a very unmerry time this Christmas, and that's because the town of Buckley had a Grinch this holiday season, a Grinch with a serious bloodlust. All told, over 18 men, women, children, and household pets were viciously attacked this Christmas season in Buckley by a predator who sometimes waited for his victims in dumpsters and alleyways and even chased them down the streets as they ran screaming. The serial attacker, yeah, it's nuts, right? The serial attacker was given the name Stripe after the bad guy from Gremlins that terrorizes Gizmo.
Oh, yeah.
And he has been called a sadistic psychopath by the townsfolk. And do you want to see what Stripe looks like?
Yeah.
There he is.
Is that a groundhog?
There he is. It's dramatic chipmunk. It's actually pretty close to that. I was just kidding, but it's actually a squirrel, a gray squirrel that's been doing this. Here's the image they caught of Stripe. And I know it's a little grainy, but most of the images of Stripe are him leaping at the camera. So this is the best they could get. Yeah. So apparently this one squirrel in particular has bitten and scratched half the town and required several people to get tetanus shots. And people are like freaking out. Some town residents took to social media to detail the carnage. One resident of the town wrote on Facebook, quote, "Warning, vicious squirrel that attacks. It has bitten me, attacked my friend, and multiple other people. It's also attacked my 2 Bengals who fear nothing, and my neighbor's Bengal cats as well. Dare not go out of my house as it's lurking." Okay, so important to note here that 2 houses next to each other have Bengal cats, a rare hybrid breed of cat that looks like this. So yeah, my cats fear nothing. So clearly what happened here is one of the neighbors got a Bengal cat, and the other one got very jealous and copycatted. Am I right?
They're both drug dealers.
Yeah, exactly. Something along those lines. Cherie Davidson posted a picture of her mangled finger here. Look at this. Oh, it's so bad. It's terrible. I need no stitches. And Cherie said, quote, "This squirrel is not very nice at all. Just had me when collecting my recycling bags. Let's just say it had me good and proper. Little shit." So she was not happy with the squirrel. She got bit on the hand. And 65-year-old Buckley resident Greene Elizabeth Reynolds, who was acting like Betty White's character in Lake Placid, finally decided to take matters in her own hands and capture Stripe in her garden, where she had been feeding him for over half a year. She said she loved him, but she was becoming concerned since the town was all getting attacked that maybe her 2-year-old son, she's 65, 2-year-old son, maybe 2-year-old son, that has to be wrong.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, she was concerned a 2-year-old son or grandson who was wandering in the garden would get bit. And so she set up a trap, and Stripe, who thought he was boys with Greene, walked right into it this Monday. So, he's going to be put to sleep now because, get this, apparently gray squirrels, all of them, are considered an invasive species in Wales. And I don't know Wales, but maybe do you think Stripe might have been attacking you because you euthanized his entire species?
He didn't feel welcome.
Yeah. I don't know. Like when you call him an invasive species and kill his family, do you think maybe that's why he's biting you?
Yeah.
Didn't leave him a lot of options.
No. Here's an image of a gray squirrel doing a pose I like to call "Don't kill all of my kind." And here's another one of a gray squirrel when it finds out it's made an invasive species.
Its mouth's open.
Shocked. Someone should free Stripe and let him bite the rest of the townsfolk, if you ask me.
Listen, there's no way to get rid of all the squirrels. My neighbor has given up on catching the squirrels because there's just they just breed so quickly. They're everywhere. He can't catch them fast enough.
But if you do catch an invasive species, you're not allowed to release it. You have to put it down. So there are still squirrels probably around, but if you catch them and bring them to animal shelter or wherever, they kill them because they're on a list of invasive species. So very cool, Wales. Now you're safe from all the finger biting. Look, this fucking, she made a big stink about her little finger. Like, this is like nothing.
Yeah. Just a scorpion tattoo on her finger?
Just hit the squirrel. No, it looks like some sort of vegetable.
Party girl.
Party girl. Yeah. She's definitely a party girl, though.
How many rings does she have?
The tattoo on your middle finger that looks like that's a party girl.
Oh yeah, when you see a tattoo on a front facing finger, yeah, there's some miles on that car. But
she's from Wales. They're all party girls in Wales.
She could still go.
She can still go.
Hit the gas.
Yeah. Indeed.
Usually daddy issues.
Indeed. Oh, there was one bonus dog one in Ukraine, I think, because we'll probably do like a domestic TikTok tomorrow because it's Florida Man Friday. But in Ukraine, did you see they were lighting a candle in a hospital?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A memorial candle for someone that died of COVID, and the idiot employee lit it in front of tanks of oxygen, and it blew up like the entire wing of the hospital, and like 4 people died. Whoops.
Whoopsie.
And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. What we got going on this week? We got Florida Man Friday tomorrow. We got that's on patreon.com/Hard Factor. We got the normal show. Will be back full show. Pat, what we doing a trivia in the next couple weeks? Mid-January.
Yeah. Mid-January.
We got a lot of new people on the Discord, so if you're having or the Patreon, if you're having issues getting what you need on the Discord, hit us up. We'll get you the right permissions and shit like that. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. We're ready to go for 2022. It's going to be a fuck boy year, and we're the fuck boys. Right. So,
you guys want to do a dice game before you hang up?
Yeah, let's do the dice game.
Okay,
you got it.
I got it. Let me just
want everyone to know that we're the fuck boys in 2022.
Is it good to be a fuck boy?
When you get yours.
Can you guys see that?
As much as you want.
Nope, don't see it, Wes.
I see it on the bottom.
Oh, there we go.
Not on the top.
That's a stream.
Do we know how to do this?
Yeah.
A lot of watches. What are you shopping for watches again?
No, that's just from my old search.
A lot of watches on the screen.
Okay.
So the coffee's Pat again. Damn.
Pat again.
Pat's getting roasted.
Yep.
All right, so who's going to do TikTok? Wes.
Me.
And then roll for voicemails and reviews. No, it's gotta be a 1 or a 3. We really need one of those things where we all have our names on it.
Yeah, we do. This is. There we go.
Okay, Will's voicemails and reviews.
Okay.
Boom.
Sick.
And that is going to do it for Hard Factor. Have a great fucking day.